Teachers of Reddit, what are some of the weirdest things you've confiscated from a student? My father took a cleaver off a student. My dad was doing lunch duty and saw the kid open his jacket and motion his buddies to have a look. Turns out there was going to be a fight after school. My dad knew the kid and asked him to step into the hallway. He got the cleaver off the kid and took him to the office. I'm not sure what his punishment was, but pre-Columbine, so who knows. In 7th grade I accidentally brought a hunting knife to school. I'd been playing with it at home, flipping it and trying to catch it by the handle. I was doing this while it was fastened in a sheath, so no danger or anything. Well, I missed and dropped it. Couldn't find where it went and figured I'd just find it later. Well, I forgot about it. Fast forward about a week. It's the end of the day and I'm cleaning out my backpack at school. Found the knife at the bottom of the bag. Yeah, I'd been carrying the thing to and from school for a week and didn't know. I just shoved it back into the bag before anyone saw and then took it out once I got home. So lucky I didn't get caught with it. I did the same once, except this was in England and the knife was a banana and I'd lost it for over a month. I did this too, except it was in Texas and the banana was a pet fish and the backpack was my sock drawer. In grade school I had two really close friends named Juan and Nick. The three of us were really close and bonded of our shared nerdy interests of reading, Star Wars, and The Simpsons. We also really enjoyed drawing. I don't remember how it started exactly, but we ended up making this notebook that we passed back and forth between us. It was a comic about a guy named Tom and his cat. We would each take turns doing a strip of a few panels and then hand it over. The comic was about the everyday life of Tom and it was extremely mundane. It was things like Tom tries to decide on a shirt or Tom dropped the cat food on the floor. It was really dumb stuff, but the three of us found it so hilarious because we were weird kids. One day our teacher caught us with the notebook and confiscated it from us. She never said a word about it, but I bet when she looked through that thing she probably thought it was the weirdest effing thing ever, especially since we were laughing hysterically at it when she took it from us. This is my favorite one. So weirdly boring but kind of brilliant. Not a teacher but a kid brought a human skull to school. I think the teacher just had a conversation with him about it. Edit to answer some questions. The skull was real. The kid was a baddie. His folks were more likely yeet cooks than doctors. It didn't get donated. The school in question was near a rural mountain area where a lot of people lived who wanted to be left alone. The provenance of the skull was, at the most conservative, dubious. A bottle of passion fruit lube brought in by a 4-year-old, making all her friends smell her fruity hand cream. Poor mama must have had a long night and mixed up her eczema cream. A brick decorated with hentai in the locker of a 14-year-old boy. He was very different, that kid. Not a confiscation, but when my 4-5-year-olds were getting changed for PE, a little girl opened her bag and out fell a bunch of very shishi lingerie. 10 minutes later at the window I have a very red mum with the correct kit in hand saying she mixed up the dry cleaning with the daughter's PE kit. I pretended I hadn't seen. Bonus. What? You've never heard of shishi brick? I thought everyone did that in middle school. I had to confiscate a 7th grader's iPad because he was looking up anime girl body pillows. Somewhat related. My wife got a kid banned from Chromebooks in school because he was trying to look at adult content on them. But he was in middle school so he was really bad at it. So like, she saw him looking at inappropriate pictures and he said it was an accident, so she went into the search history. It was image search for girls, hot girls underwear, hot girls 6, hot girls love. Hot girls 6 is brilliant. Not confiscated but actually given as a gift. A bag of her hair. A bag of every strand of hair she's had cut since birth. That's probably the oddest one here, honestly. It was definitely the weirdest thing I've ever received as a gift. She was so excited about it, too. I knew the mom well, so I messaged her asking if she had meant to give that to me. Apparently, she had stolen it from her keepsake box. I happily returned it, not gagging over it was the hardest thing ever, especially because I was newly pregnant and had awful morning sickness. A sugar glider. Kept hearing a high-pitched squeak in class. Noticed she had a small animal in her jacket pocket when it decided to poke its head out. A student brought one of these to my class. I teach college, so that was fine and I was super excited and she let me hold it. The students were busy doing some group work. and when they were just about done I went to hand it back to her. It then proceeded to leap down the front of my shirt and attach itself to my bra. So now I'm supposed to be lecturing again, but this girl's sugar glider is not only sitting in my cleavage, but running around under my shirt. More than half the class had no idea why I was distracted, or why I shoved my hand down between my boobs until I finally got the little guy out. The following year a different student's hedgehog peed on me. What kind of college do you work at? I only ever saw puppies in class. It's a state university. It's my classroom. If somebody mentions that they have a sugar glider or a therapy hedgehog, you bet your butt I'm going to tell them to bring it in. A little orange lizard in a box with a Charizard Pokemon card taped to it. To the box or the lizard? To the box. What a disgusting lack of commitment. A taxidermied kookaburra. She taught herself how to do it from books. It was not done well. Edit. Just to clarify, apparently it was dead, having been hit by a car when she found it. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree. Very dead on the road was he. A homemade arrow made with a pencil and a modified razor blade. Was this in prison? Nope. High school in Average Town, USA. Sounds like an average town to me. Not really bizarre, but very memorable. I had to take a water bottle that contained some type of fruity vodka. Had to smell it to be sure. I only knew to check because the student was recognizably wasted. This was an 8th grader. Yeah, we go through that one every couple of years. This year's version was a yeet vape, which some dumb 7th graders used to get freak out paranoid wasted. One of them had a meltdown in the cafeteria. Oh god, I can just imagine those kids smoking yeet for the first time at school. I can't think of a worse instance to be wasted for the first time. A pencil with a bunch of glued on sausage shaped confetti. Today I learned there's manhood shaped confetti. Camp counselor here. We have permission to go through bags to confiscate prohibited items like food and electronics and knives. One girl had a Tupperware full of what looked like the oldest peanut butter imaginable smeared all over the Tupperware. I brought it to my co-workers, and we all tried to smell it, but it smelled different to all of us. Literally no clue what this shoot was. Asked the girl about it one day and she goes, that's my plant, like it's obvious. Apparently it was some kind of fungus or algae to apply to sunburns. Edit. It's in the woods. They can't keep food on them because of bears and other wildlife. We aren't starving them, I promise. WTF. Aloe? Moldy aloe? Google is returning nothing for fungus and sunburn. I think I should actually be thankful for that. A white lacy thong from a kindergartner. She was wearing it on her head. Reminds me of that one Vine. Hey Jason, what's on your face? A sticker. In music class, this kid Oliver pulls out a Matchbox car and starts playing. Teacher takes it, turn around, places it on piano, turns back. He's already gotten the next one out of his pocket and it back to playing. So she took it again. Rinse repeat. Funniest shoot ever to an 8-year-old. We laughed so effing hard. This kid will someday fill a swimming pool with Matchbox cars and would jump on it from the height of 10 meters. A raccoon dong toothpick. He kept poking other kids with it. Sigh. What? Most mammals have bones in their dong. Look up walrus if you want to be amazed. So they screw the coon. Cut it schlong. Carve the bone. Sorry, I couldn't think of a C word for bones. Student. A teacher confiscated a love toy from a student. This was in 7th grade. After reading the title, my first thought was, I'm sure there will be a love toy comment here. I click and I see yours first. A vitamin B12 vape pen. Didn't know they existed. It was a 9-year-old. In class. Now watch the kids vaping e-cigs get shamed for not smoking a vitamin vape. That's why they exist. Your lungs don't absorb B12, but your brain is adept at absorbing marketing wank. Shame on anyone who doesn't vape their 5 a day though. I taught English in South Korea for a year. One time I caught a kid doing the old comic book inside a textbook routine. I was surprised. I didn't know kids did that. After laughing, I confiscated his comic book. In my school we used to do that, but have non-fiction books inside fiction. For some reason during our library lessons we could borrow non-fiction, but during the lesson we had to read fiction. So this was what a lot of kids did. The naked lady booby lighter. Kid was 7th or 8th grade in an alternative school setting. He was always sneaking stuff in his pockets and getting it taken up. We are walking to lunch and my assistant stops suddenly. He comes back with a metal naked woman torso in his hand. You could press one boob and the flame came out of the other. It was fantastic. It was super popular in the office for the few days until mom came to pick it up. She was really glad to get family heirloom back. Upvoted for family heirloom. Student was trying to stick a large suction cup love toy like the ones you use in the shower to another student's locker. He actually asked what the problem was. I had a similar experience after falling asleep in class one day and waking up to my teacher yelling at my friend for handcuffing me to my desk with bright red love cuffs. She was arguing back like it was a completely normal thing to do. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to Reddit Mania for more juicy Reddit content and check out our main channel. We upload a new video like this every day on both channels. See you soon.